Hey Falcons fans, Falcon Fanatic here, bringing you some interesting and perhaps a little surprising trade speculation involving one of our defensive players and a division rival. Get ready, because there's a rumor floating around that the New Orleans Saints could potentially reunite with a former player by trading with the Atlanta Falcons for defensive lineman David Onyemata. This would be a wild move within the division, and we're breaking down why it's even being discussed. So, the context here is the New Orleans Saints offseason, which has already been full of unexpected moves, including a coaching change in their starting quarterback situation. Despite not projecting to be top contenders, the Saints seem resistant to a full rebuild and might be looking for veteran help if opportunities arise. The impact of this speculation comes from Anthony Palacios of Last Word on Sports, who named the Saints as a speculative trade option for David Onyemata. This is particularly interesting because Onyemata played 7 seasons for the Saints before signing a 3-year, $35 million contract with the Falcons in 2023. A trade would mean him returning to his former team and a division rival. Analyzing why this is being suggested, Palacios argues that the Saints might need to lean more on their defense, which has some question marks on the defensive line. Despite acquiring Davon Godchaux, he suggests that Onyemata could provide a reliable veteran presence to play alongside players like Chase Young and Cameron Jordan, especially since their current interior defensive linemen haven't been particularly stellar. Onyemata, at 32 years old, had 11 pressures, 3 sacks, and 5 quarterback hits, playing 51% of the Falcons' defensive snaps last season. While the Falcons use him primarily as a defensive end, he was more productive playing on the interior during his time with the Saints. What does this project for the future? A trade of David Onyemata to the Saints seems highly unlikely, primarily due to a significant $16.9 million cap hit. As the article points out, this cap number is a major reason for the Saints to look elsewhere. While the Saints have a history of making financially questionable moves, taking on that kind of cap hit for a 32-year-old defensive lineman seems like a long shot, especially trading within the division. However, the fact that it's being speculated at all highlights the perceived need on the Saints' defensive line and Onyemata's history with the team. For the Falcons, trading Onyemata would likely involve absorbing a significant amount of his salary, which might not be appealing unless they receive a surprisingly valuable asset in return. For now, this seems like a highly improbable scenario, driven more by the Saints' needs and Onyemata's past than any concrete indication from either team. All right, Falcons fans, what do you think about the speculative trade rumor sending David Onyemata back to the Saints? Do you think there's any chance this could actually happen? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you find these division rival trade rumors interesting, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel for all the latest news and analysis on your Atlanta Falcons. Rise up. Let's go Falcons. Hey Falcons fans. Falcon Fanatic here, bringing you the latest news straight out of Flowery Branch that's got everyone talking. Get ready, because the situation with quarterback Kirk Cousins is back in the spotlight, and his absence from voluntary team activities is fueling those trade rumors once again. This is a notable development, even if it's voluntary, and we're diving into what it could mean for Falcons and Cousins' future. So let's set the scene. Kirk Cousins signed a massive 4-year, $180 million contract with the Falcons in 2024, but after an up-and-down season where he eventually got benched for rookie Michael Penix Jr., his future in Atlanta has been uncertain. He's reportedly seeking a trade to a team where he can be a starter, despite having a no-trade clause in his contract. Now, head coach Raheem Morris has confirmed that Cousins did not report for the voluntary organized team activities, OTAs, this week. The impact of this is interesting because, as the name suggests, these workouts are voluntary. Players are not required to attend, and Morris himself said back in March that he wouldn't be worked up and angry if Cousins missed them. However, Cousins did show up for the first day of voluntary workouts in April, which surprised some people, including Morris at the time. So his absence now, combined with the ongoing trade rumors and his reported desire to start elsewhere, feels like it could be sending a message, even if it's not a punishable offense by the team. It also stands in contrast to Michael Penix Jr., who did report for the voluntary OTAs. Analyzing this, the team's official stance is likely unchanged, They are open to trading Cousins if the right opportunity arises that works for both him and the team, but they aren't actively pushing him out. The main hurdle to a trade remains his large contract, specifically the guaranteed money. While Cousins wants to start, finding a team willing to take on that salary and provide the kind of situation he wants has been difficult. His absence from voluntary OTAs doesn't change the financial reality or the trade market significantly, but it certainly keeps the conversation alive and emphasizes his desire for a different outcome than being a backup. What does this project for the future? Kirk Cousins' absence from voluntary OTAs doesn't necessarily mean a trade is imminent, but it certainly doesn't hurt the rumors either. It reinforces that he's likely not planning on being the backup long-term if he can help it. The Falcons seem prepared to keep him as a very expensive backup if a trade doesn't materialize, especially given the financial implications of his contract. However, any team that loses a starting quarterback unexpectedly could still call the Falcons, and Cousins' name will continue to be linked to potential openings. For now, it seems he's exercising his right to miss voluntary activities while the team moves forward with Michael Penix Jr. as the clear starter. All right, Falcons fans, what do you think about Kirk Cousins not showing up for voluntary OTAs? Do you think it signals anything about a potential trade, or is it just a player exercising his rights? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're following this complex QB situation, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for all the latest news and analysis on your Atlanta Falcons. Rise up. Let's go Falcons.